Good afternoon, happy Saturday, and welcome to the Keating Sports Center on the near south side of Chicago, Illinois. For today's presentation of Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks athletics here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Today inside the Keating Sports Center, it will be Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball as the 2-6 Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks play host to the visiting 7-0 Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. Sitting here courtside at the Keating Center, I'm Chris Rouse. I'll be on the call all afternoon today. This is one of 7 games which will feature Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference teams today. This is an in-conference affair between the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. Wisconsin Lutheran coming in with a record of 7-0, 3-0 in conference play. This is a roster which features 3 of the top 5 scorers in the conference. This Wisconsin Lutheran team led by Ryan Breckel, also led by Jacob Stoltz and Grayson Getz. So that three-headed monster for Wisconsin Lutheran has spearheaded a team which averages 90 points a game. They lead the conference in team scoring, and as at this point at 7-0, one of the last 2 unbeaten teams in the NAC along with the Marion Sabres. Illinois Tech, they return home to the Keating Sports Center following a 72-71 win last Saturday against the MSOE Raiders. That win followed a loss against the Marion Sabres. So Illinois Tech taking on another unbeaten conference foe in about 10 days. So they faced Marion last Wednesday the 4th. They'll now take on Wisconsin Lutheran here on the 10th. But in Illinois Tech's last outing, the 1-point victory last Saturday against MSOE, it was Garrison Carter. He averages 26 a game. He went 9 of 16. He scored 26 in that game. He is Illinois Tech's leading scorer this season. And for Illinois Tech, with Garrison Carter leading the way, he averages 17 a game. He will be also joined by DeAndre Vortez. Vortez, actually just walking past me here at the table, averages just under 17 a game at 16.9. The perimeter leader for this Illinois Tech roster had a game earlier this season where he scored 31. Illinois Tech will definitely need a total team effort today, led by Garrison Carter and DeAndre Vortez, if they are going to get the win today against Wisconsin Lutheran. Coach T.J. Gray walking out to the floor right now, along with Ebenezer Nunu and the remaining members of the coaching staff, Alak Ayar and Stendale King. Illinois Tech will be a little short-handed today. They will be without Nicholas Ortiz, one of their primary ball handlers, so no number 22 today. Also no Joshua Joyner or Bhuvanish Rajagopal today for the Scarlet Hawks. So Illinois Tech will be a little short-handed with the ball handling duties, but we did see Jace Gooley have a bit of a breakout game earlier this season when they took on North Central College. That was back on November the 30th. So we have seen Illinois Tech. They have shown the ability to get depth out of the rotation, whether it be man 1 or man 12. They'll need it today against this Wisconsin Lutheran team, and they come in actually very well rested. The last time Wisconsin Lutheran took the floor was on December the 4th. They took on Concordia, so for Wisconsin Lutheran, they've been off for 10 days following a conference victory against the Concordia University of Chicago Cougars. In that game for Wisconsin Lutheran, they won 91-67. That's the win that got them to 7-0 here, and per usual were led by their main scorers. Ryan Breckel had 22 points, 9 of 17 shooting in that ball game. Jacob Stoltz added 14, while it was Jaquel Chisholm who gave him another 16 points, and Jacob Heffley gave Wisconsin Lutheran 10. This is a Wisconsin Lutheran team which not only has those 3 scorers I mentioned at the top of the book, they also have plenty of depth when you go through the rest of the rotation, with Breckel averaging 18, Getz averaging 18, and Stoltz averaging 17. They also have Heffley averaging 10 and Voss averaging just under 10 at 9 a game. And then on top of that, they have another player averaging just under 9 in Jaquel Chisholm, who comes in averaging 8.9 a game. Should be a fun affair here inside the Keating Center as we get ready for the playing of the national anthem and the introduction of the starting lineups. You can see Illinois Tech to the right of your screen in the white uniforms with the red numbers and black trim. Meanwhile, Wisconsin Lutheran, the Warriors, they've made the trip into Chicago. They have the black uniforms with the white numbers and green trim. The introduction of the starting lineups as we get ready to get today's matchup underway. Getting ready to go in just a moment here inside the Keating Center as we send it down to our PA guy, Eric Willowhite.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the Keating Sports Center as we honor America for the playing of our national anthem. And now let's get the starting lineups first for the visiting Wisconsin Lutheran College Warriors. A graduate student guard from Germantown, Wisconsin, number 1, Jacob Heffley. A graduate student guard from Powassan, Wisconsin, number 2, Jacob Stoltz. Senior forward from Lombard, Illinois, number 4, A.J. Voss. Graduate student guard forward from Aurora, Illinois, number 20, Grayson Getz. And a graduate student forward from Chilton, Wisconsin, number 33, Ryan Breckel. The Warriors are coached by head coach Aaron Anderson, assistant coaches Andrew Brugman, Cole Harkey, Donovan Robbins, and Tony Barry-Terry. And now the starting lineups for your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. A graduate student guard from Frisco, Texas, number 4, Ellen Tatani. Junior guard forward from Louisville, Kentucky, number 5, Owen Walsh. Junior guard forward from San Juan, Puerto Rico, number 10, Dario Biaggi. Sophomore forward from Chicago, Illinois, number 11, Joshua Iwade. And a junior guard forward from Highland Lake, Illinois, number 30, Harrison Carter. The Scarlet Hawks are coached by head coach Terrence.
So there are the starting lineups. First for the visiting Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors in the black uniforms. They will start with number 1, Jacob Heffley. Number 2, Jacob Stoltz. Number 4, A.J. Voss. Number 20, Grayson Getz. And number 33, Ryan Breckel. The Warriors are led by head coach Aaron Anderson and Wisconsin Lutheran. Since 2019, they've played Illinois Tech 8 times. They've won 5 of those 8, including the last 3. Coach T.J. Gray and the Scarlet Hawks going to look to turn it around with this starting 5 today. It'll be number 4, Alan Watatani. Number 5, Owen Walsh. Number 10, Dario Biaggi. Number 30, Garrison Carter. And the man in the middle will be number 11, the 6'10 sophomore out of St. Ignatius, Joshua Iwade, not too far from here in Chicago, the former member of the Wolfpack. It will be Iwade, and it appears it will be Breckel to start us off. And we are underway here in the Keating Center. Iwade easily winning the tip to Garrison Carter. We're glad that you could join us here on this Saturday afternoon inside the Keating Center. Illinois Tech, as we mentioned, they do have a few players listed as inactive today. DeAndre Vortez is not one of the players listed as inactive, but he does not start. Meanwhile, it's Owen Walsh who gets Illinois Tech off to a great start with a left-hand layup for 2. Alan Watatani getting the start on the perimeter for Illinois Tech, but it's Walsh guarding the primary ball handler in Stoltz right now. Breckel's first shot of the game missed into the hands of Iguati. Wisconsin Lutheran averages 90 a game. Illinois Tech averages 63 a game. So this should be an interesting matchup. Should be a battle of styles here. Illinois Tech can play a slower half-court pace. Wisconsin Lutheran, they're going to put that ball up, try to put it into the basket. And they do it well. 3 players averaging 17 plus. Watatani inside, got the man in the air, but he shoots it up and over the backboard, out of bounds to Wisconsin Lutheran. And as I mentioned, here comes DeAndre Vortez, second on the team in scoring for Illinois Tech this season at 16.9 to be exact. He's totaled 118 points this season, has Vortez, including 31 in the season opener, a loss against Albion. 3 on the way for Wisconsin Lutheran is off the mark from Heffley. Iguati and Heffley meet in the corner, and Iguati able to knock it down off of Heffley, ball to Illinois Tech. Heffley's a 70% three-point shooter. Now he was 19 of 27 prior to that miss. He's now 19 of 28. It'll be Illinois Tech in possession here. We've played a minute 10 with Garrison Carter dribbling up the floor. Grayson Getz, the grad student out of Aurora, attended Oswego East. Talk about Iguati being a former member of the Wolfpack. Getz also a former member of the Wolfpack for Oswego East. Garrison Carter into traffic, no good. Rebounded by A.J. Voss, former Timothy Christian product out of Lombard, Illinois. Back up top to Grayson Getz. Illinois Tech hearing the instructions from the sideline, led by T.J. Gray and Ebenezer Nunu. And we get an offensive foul as Vortez and Breckel were all sorts of tangled up. And that foul will go against the grad student, Breckel. First foul of the game against Wisconsin Lutheran's leading scorer. Breckel this season averaging 18 a game. He's a 38% three-point shooter, but he's only attempted 13 threes. Really impressive, especially at this day and age of basketball. See a kid averaging just under 20 a game, and he's only hit 5 threes. There's Garrison Carter right to the rim for 2. Illinois Tech struggling to get back defensively, and as I say that, Garrison Carter turned into a free safety, doing a bit of a Kevin Byard impersonation to deflect the ball out of bounds. You've got Milwaukee versus Chicago here inside the Keating Center. Very fun crowd. Not exactly a packed house in the Keating Center, but certainly a lively audience here on this Saturday afternoon. Gets to the rim, rejected by Joshua Iguati. Iguati goes 6'10", sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois. Attended St. Ignatius, not too far from here if you know anything about the geography of Chicago. St. Ignatius right on Roosevelt Road, maybe about 20 minutes from here. Breckel, guarded by Walsh. Here's Breckel. This is where Breckel is comfortable, except this time Walsh and Carter made him uncomfortable. He turns it over, trying to feed Voss. Great hands by Garrison Carter on the backside help. Vortez looking for Iguati. Great defense by Breckel to deny the entry. Coach Gray wanting Walsh to go to the rim. Walsh does that and scores. I have to say, T.J. Gray, you could probably hear him say, "Go, Owen." I turned and looked at him when Owen laid it in. He was pumping his fist. Walsh with 4 quick ones. Walsh with 4 of the 6 points scored in the game. Stoltz to the rim. That's too easy for Jacob Stoltz. Won't get any easier than that in a half-court set. Very rarely do you see anyone get it at the top of the key and just get a free run to the rim like that. But Stoltz, bit of a birthday gift layup as he gets the Warriors on the board. Unusual to see Iguati ball handling, but Iguati showing off his ability to get down the floor. And this is why you probably don't see him do it much. He meets the double team, and Stoltz knocks it free. Held ball will favor Wisconsin Lutheran. Coach Ebenezer Nunu trying to get the team to come back defensively as he calls out the defensive play call. Wisconsin Lutheran out of sync here in these first 3 minutes. Illinois Tech, attentive defense. But you have to know this is early right now. Usually when the team that's playing someone undefeated, they get that big rush of emotion early on in the ball game. Let's see if they can maintain once they face their first bit of adversity. Here's a 3 for Wisconsin Lutheran's A.J. Voss as he buries the first triple for the Warriors this afternoon. Now Wisconsin Lutheran extending their defense, and again, Illinois Tech with Iguati ball handling. Dario Biaggi passed it to Vortez. Vortez saved it. Illinois Tech with a 4-on-3. Carter to the rim. Floats it off the rim, in and out. Walsh tried to tap it in. It comes out to Voss. Good hands by both teams as we had Walsh and Voss meeting at the rim. Grayson Getz kicks it out. That's a long-distance three for Stoltz. Iron unkind, but a foul. That's a clear-cut foul against Illinois Tech under the rim as Walsh pushed Voss in the back. First foul of the afternoon against Walsh. And Wisconsin Lutheran will get a fresh 20 under the basket. We've played 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Stoltz to inbound. Gets guarded by Walsh in the near corner along the Illinois Tech bench. Here's Breckel. First piece of space Breckel has had this afternoon, and you can see his face. He knew he should have knocked that one down as he left 3 on the rim. Illinois Tech taking their time getting up the court with Iguodati and Carter being the primary ball handlers here in the early going. Carter to the rim. Iguodati just watching. Coach T.J. Gray wanted Iguodati to roll. That would have been an easy tip dunk slam, or at least an offensive board. Instead, Wisconsin Lutheran on offense. Gets into the lane. Was met by traffic of Iguodati and Walsh. Breckel had it deflected away by Iguodati, then he missed short. Rebounded by Walsh. Vortez, a bit of a why not three. He cashed it in. DeAndre Vortez gets on the board. First 3 of the day for the second leading scorer of the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks in Vortez. Biaggi guarding Stoltz. Nice turn by Stoltz on the 2-man game, but he left his floater short. Walsh knocks it away, but he knocked it off of Wisconsin Lutheran. It will go to Illinois Tech. Breckel having words with the outside official in front of me here at the table, as you can see on your screen. Breckel thought maybe that should have been Wisconsin Lutheran ball. Instead, it will be Scarlet Hawks ball. I think the official was saying it's not his call on the outside. Yeah, he's actually saying, I can hear him. He's saying to Coach Aaron Onenson, it's not my call. It's the near side official's call. He said there was no tap. It will be Illinois Tech's ball. Wisconsin Lutheran with a bit of a ball don't lie defensive play as they get the steal after all, but they leave the points on the rim. Carter coming up with the rebound. Breakneck speed here in these first 5.5 minutes. Garrison Carter still trying to get it across the timeline, guarded by Stoltz. And now a handoff to Vortez. Illinois Tech with Ebony Jr., number 44, in the game. He's working in the paint right now. Vortez, another jumper. He leaves that one short. It goes out of bounds as Jace Gooley is unsuccessful in saving the ball. Jaquel Chisholm, number 12, the junior out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in for the first time for Wisconsin Lutheran. Illinois Tech with Junior, Vortez, Biaggi, Gooley, and Carter. It'll be Chisholm, Getz, Stoltz, Breckel, and Voss, the 5 for Wisconsin Lutheran. We've played 5 minutes and 45 seconds here at the Keating Center. Cross-court pass. Over to Getz. Chisholm's first touch of the day. He misses the 3, rebounded by Breckel. Breckel almost passed it to the official. And a foul. Grayson Getz was so out of control, he drew a foul on Illinois Tech. Breckel got the offensive board. He tried to pass it out to the waiting shooter. The waiting shooter was an official, so he had to redirect. And when he hit Getz, Getz was not expecting the pass. And Getz bobbled the ball, but his efforts to recover the loose ball led to a foul. Lucas Anamdu in for the first time now for Wisconsin Lutheran, number 11, first-year player out of Buffalo Grove, Illinois, standing right in the middle of the paint, right on the right block. And he will actually be the target of the inbound pass, but it goes over his head to Voss. Floater from the right baseline, just over Iguodati. Ball batted around and hit Breckel in the head. 3 opportunity for Voss is good. A.J. Voss has 6, and Coach T.J. Gray wants a timeout. Illinois Tech still has a 1-point advantage, but Coach T.J. Gray and Ebenezer Nunu, they are not pleased with what they saw on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here. Coach T.J. Gray is certainly vocal in that Illinois Tech huddle. Just to my right here, he was not pleased with Wisconsin Lutheran their ability to get a number of quality offensive looks there and then to get the 3. Glad that you could join us here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech taking on Wisconsin Lutheran. This is our only game to be broadcast today here at the Keating Sports Center. The next time we will have Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks hoops action will be Wednesday. We actually have a doubleheader. That will be Wednesday at noon when the Illinois Tech women's basketball team, they take the floor against the Mount Mary Blue Angels. We'll have that for you right here at noon on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. And then at 5, it will be another conference affair for these same men of the Scarlet Hawks broadcast basketball team as they will take on the St. Norbert Green Knights. All of that coming up Wednesday at noon and 5 p.m. on Wednesday, December the 18th. Action resuming live here with Vortez inbounding to Carter. Illinois Tech with a 1-point advantage here, 13:45 and counting to go in the first half. Coach T.J. Gray was certainly vocal during that timeout. He was very frustrated. You could hear him as he welcomed his team to the sideline. Now he's calling out the play with Carter feeding Aguadi. Aguadi, a corner three. Bit of a why not three, but he left that one off the rim. Coach T.J. Gray walked past me. He said that was not the plan. I could hear him say that was not the plan as he walked past. Chisholm misses, and it's tapped out by Gooley. It's a 2-on-2, and Vortez and Walsh have a clear path home now. Vortez actually outran everyone, but the great hustle from Stoltz will stop Illinois Tech from getting an easy 2. Wisconsin Lutheran's number 2 prevents Illinois Tech from getting an easy deuce. Great hustle by Stoltz. That was a 2-on-2 turned into a 2-on-none, and Stoltz hustled from behind to strip Vortez from the easy layup. Pass to Gooley. Ooh, Gooley takes a hard fall to the floor, taken away by Wisconsin Lutheran. Chisholm to the rim, hoop, harm, and the foul for Jaquel Chisholm. Jaquel Chisholm did it on both ends of the floor there. He stole it away from Gooley, just about took it out of his hands in the air, raced to the other end of the floor, took a fall to Chisholm, and now Chisholm will go to the line to try to complete a 3-point play. And if you know what, I don't want to jinx Jaquel Chisholm, but he is a 91% free throw shooter. 11 of 12 on the season, so he does have a miss. But a chance to complete this 3-point play where he is, once again, a 90-plus free throw shooter. And, of course, almost a broadcaster's jinx. He actually got that one to go. A bit of a hop off the heel. Chisholm now 12 of 13 at the stripe this season. Gives Wisconsin Lutheran a 2-point advantage. Watatani back in for Illinois Tech. It'll be Watatani, Gooley, Biaggi, Iguati, and Carter, the 5 for Illinois Tech. Gooley met in the backcourt. Watatani under the opposing basket. Illinois Tech with 5 to get it across the timeline, and they get it across with 2 seconds to spare. Now Coach T.J. Gray calling out the play with Watatani being the primary ball handler. Illinois Tech plenty of time on the shot clock, but a little slow getting into the set. Biaggi. Iguati finally able to face up against Breckel. Nice feed. Iguati to Biaggi. Great patience up top. Illinois Tech in their past few games, they've had success playing through Iguati almost as a swing man, sort of almost how the Bulls used to use Joakim Noah about 10 years ago. They just put him at the top and swing the offense off of him and pass with the big man. Iguati has been an improved passer this season for Illinois Tech. You can see Iguati, that was just a great feed inside to Biaggi on the defensive end. And as a result, you can see Iguati becoming more comfortable using his hands on the perimeter. That was how he was able to get his hands out of that passing lane to force this inbound for Wisconsin Lutheran. Breckel, guarded by Biaggi in the corner. Shot clock at 10. Heffley swings it around to Chisholm. Chisholm with 3. Chisholm with 2. Jumper over Biaggi. Chisholm no good. Rebounded for the moment by Gooley. He lost it, but he lost it to Carter. Illinois Tech able to secure possession. Garrison Carter. Pick up by Anamdu. Carter. Nice handoff to Biaggi. Lucas Anamdu doing a good job on the perimeter guarding both Carter and Biaggi. He's giving Biaggi all he can handle. He's actually forced Biaggi back 3 feet. Watatani trying to drive. Here's Iguati. Finally a chance to work on Breckel. Nice move. Iguati missed it. Iguati lost the ball and will stay with Illinois Tech. Iguati didn't finish, but that's what Illinois Tech's coaching staff likes to see. Great spin move inside, just didn't have the touch needed to give Illinois Tech the 2-point advantage. Watatani to inbound with 18 on the shot clock. Gooley under instruction from Coach T.J. Gray to go through on the inbound pass. And the ball finds Biaggi. Biaggi off balance. Looked like he may have rolled his ankle in the middle of the shot. And that ball will go to Wisconsin Lutheran. Biaggi looked at Coach T.J. Gray and said he was good, so he'll stay in the game. But yeah, that appeared as if Biaggi may have rolled the ankle mid-jumper there. Luckily, Dario is okay, and he will remain in the game at the top of this 2-3 zone with Watatani as Illinois Tech breaks out defensively. Anamdu over to Chisholm. Ball finding Getz. Wisconsin Lutheran's top scorers yet to find their comfort zone here And we played 9 minutes. Here's a top of the key three for Heffley. Breckel had it, but Iguati goes up and gets the defensive board to negate the offensive board. Coach TJ Gray saying settle down as Illinois Tech gets into the front court. Watatani, pull up three. Off the rim for Watatani, rebounded by Breckel. Biaggi will get a reach-in foul. Biaggi did get a hand on the ball, but he also did get a part of Breckel. It was one of those situations where, yeah, he got the ball, but he also got the arm at the same time, and the foul will go against Biaggi. That'll be the first foul of the afternoon against Biaggi, the 6'4 junior listed out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Certainly a valuable contributor to the Scarlet Hawks roster as a perimeter shooter, and also, as of late, you can see him getting that ability to drive to the basket. You can see working with Garrison Carter on sort of that mid to high post offense. There's a nice feed down low to Breckel. Breckel missed, but he's fouled by Vortez. One of the first times that Wisconsin Lutheran has caught Illinois Tech falling asleep defensively. That was a beautiful feed inside to Breckel. Vortez sort of just picked up that foul really as a last resort there, just to not allow an easy two for Breckel. Breckel is 72% free throw shooter. And he makes the first here. Averages 18.1. Only behind Grayson Getz. Getz averages 18.3, so it's all about tenths of a point when it comes down to who leads Wisconsin Lutheran in scoring. And for Wisconsin Lutheran, they have three scorers averaging at least 17. Those scorers are 3, 4, and 5 in the conference. Breckel splits a pair there. And Wisconsin Lutheran has a 1-point edge with 10.5 to go in the first half. Biaggi over to Carter. Jace Gooley comes up with a loose ball, and now Gooley's fouled. A.J. Voss knew it immediately as he turned and grimaced towards his bench. The foul goes against Wisconsin Lutheran, but it's actually not going to be Voss. It will be Stoltz who picks up his first. I think the official was in a situation where he could have picked the guy there. He had Stoltz with the arm out. Voss came in on the backside. He'll go with Stoltz. Iguati to the bench has Ebony Jr., number 44, in for Illinois Tech. Biaggi, three on the way. Off the rim, rebounded by Carter. Fresh 20 for Illinois Tech. Carter through traffic. Almost a wedgie as he forced it into the rim. Got his own rebound and laid it up and in. Way to stick with it by Garrison Carter. Second, third, and fourth effort to get points 3 and 4. That was just a great effort by Carter. Stoltz, the top of the key three, is fouled as Gooley closes out and catches him on the arm. Ebenezer Nunu was not pleased with that foul from Jace Gooley as he tried to close out on the shooter. And he clearly hits Stoltz right on the arm. The Illinois Tech sideline frustrated with how they lost the ball there, and it led to the wide open three, which sent Stoltz to the line. Stoltz, an 84% free throw shooter, and he misses the first. This season, Stoltz, 38 of 45 prior to that miss, now 38 of 46. Will look to try to salvage these last 2 points of the trip and does just that by hitting at least the second. Stoltz is third on the team, averaging 17.9 a game for Wisconsin Lutheran. He also averages just under 4 rebounds. And Stoltz here hits 2 out of 3. And Wisconsin Lutheran takes a 1-point advantage. Just under 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Wisconsin Lutheran, they average 90 a game. They're 7-0, 3-0 in conference play. They lead it by 1 against Illinois Tech. Nice block by Voss as he rejected Gooley. Biaggi runs down the loose ball. Voss slipped. Illinois Tech has a man advantage. Carter for 3. Couldn't make Wisconsin Lutheran pay. Junior with the rebound. Junior spins in traffic. Offensive foul on Ebony Jr. Ebony Jr. spins in traffic. He takes out a pair of Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. And as a result, he picks up an offensive foul. Coach TJ Gray was looking for the explanation. He got it right in front of me here. Elbow from Ebony Jr. So when he turned, he had the elbow high. Point of the elbow takes out a defender. And it also gives Junior his second foul. And it will negate a 2-point basket. So as opposed to having a 1-point advantage, Illinois Tech with a 1-point deficit as they defend in a 2-3 zone. Walsh knocked it off of the foot of Lubbers, who just came into the game, and it leads to a backcourt violation. Great defense by Owen Walsh. Ebenezer Nunu, the sort of defensive coordinator of this Illinois Tech staff, liked what he saw there. That was great defense by Walsh. Just put his hand right in the passing lane. He knocked it off of Lubbers, and it leads to the backcourt violation. Vortez looking for somebody to trigger the inbound until he gets Iguati. Illinois Tech so far unable to knock down the threes. The Scarlet Hawks have had a number of good looks, but the points not going through the basket from beyond the arc. Illinois Tech 1 of 6 from downtown to this point of the game. Carter will attempt. The 7th attempt is good for the Scarlet Hawks, as Garrison Carter now makes it 2 for 7. That evens them with Wisconsin Lutheran. Both teams shooting 28% from downtown to this point of the game. Walsh with good hands defensively and an outright G-snatch. He just took it away and a steal. Here's Biaggi and a whistle as Biaggi steps out of bounds. If you've ever played on the playgrounds in Chicago, they call that one a G-snatch. He just walked up to him and took it away from him, did Walsh. He pushed it up the floor, but Illinois Tech gives it right back as they turn it over back to the Warriors. Jacob Stoltz down to the right block. Stoltz down to the block, double teamed again, feeds it into Lubbers. Lubbers, nice patience inside, great composure by Lubbers. He was just waiting with his hands out, and with Biaggi collapsing, laid it in for 2. We're tied at 16. Iguati looking for Vortez. Vortez going to have to save one, and I was going to say he got away with a walk. He does not get away with it. It will be a palming violation. Could have called a travel, could have called a palm. I don't know how they'll officially score that one, but it appears the officials called a palm here. We'll give it to Wisconsin Lutheran. Tied at 16, 8:15 to go in the half. These two teams, certainly a fun early Saturday matchup. Breckel fouled inside by Walsh. Owen Walsh may be a little too excited. He's got a pair of steals, does Walsh, just sticking his hand in the cookie jar and taking the ball away. But this time he gets caught with the hand in the cookie jar and picks up the foul. Breckel will go to the line. And Illinois Tech has done a great job against Ryan Breckel. Only 1 point for the second leading scorer for the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. And now Breckel hits the first. It's really intermittent about who's first or second on the team. I mean, sure, the numbers say Breckel was second at 18.1, but Getz is averaging 18.3. So these two guys, pretty much on a nightly basis, could trade the team lead, as Breckel, coming off of a strong 22-point performance against Concordia 10 days ago, is still looking for a field goal, but he has 3 in this ballgame. He's got a pair of threes on his jersey. He's got 3 in the scorebook. Vortez gets it into Carter. Wisconsin Lutheran by 2. Carter guarded by Getz. Coach Gregg giving the instructions here as Carter gives it off to Biaggi. Here's Iguati coming up high. Good defense by Breckel. Vortez tried to save it. And Illinois Tech, you can hear him from the sideline saying, let it go. There was no need for Vortez to save that one as Breckel knocked it away. And now we'll go to Wisconsin Lutheran. Sam Hans in for the first time. The first-year player out of Heartland, Wisconsin, will trigger the inbound here. He gives it up to Jacob Stoltz. 18-16, this one of 7 games featuring NAC conference teams today. This is the 9th all-time meeting since 2019 between these two programs. Iguati rejecting Breckel down low. Wisconsin Lutheran 5-3 against Illinois Tech since these two teams became conference foes in 2019, including the 2 wins they had a season ago, 93-66 and 71-55. We've got a timeout here from the Warriors, but Wisconsin Lutheran, they won the 2 meetings these two teams had a year ago, winning 93-66 in the most recent meeting. That occurred back on February the 7th of this year. In that game, a lot of familiar names made an appearance. Ryan Breckel had 21 points. Grayson Getz had 17. Jacob Stoltz had 14. And Jaquel Chisholm had 12. Also in that game, Jacob Heffley with 8 points. A.J. Voss with 7. As Wisconsin Lutheran rolled through the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks for a 93-66 win. Illinois Tech's 2 leading scorers in that game, not even on the roster anymore. Tomas Tekla-Gerges is here, but he's not in uniform. He averaged 20 points. He scored 20 points that night, and Andrew Vian had 16. Last time Illinois Tech managed to beat Wisconsin Lutheran was on February the 12th, 2022. That was a 68-59 win. Scarlet Hawks that day were led by Kyle Hornacek. He had 16 points. Also 15 from Oswadi. He spins in traffic. Turnaround jumper for Breckel. Still unable to get that first field goal. Breckel knew he did everything right but the finish. I could see him smiling as he ran down the court. Iron unkind sometimes when you do everything right but the finish. Vortez to the basket. That one blocked by Voss. Good defense by A.J. Voss. A.J. Voss showing us a little bit of everything for Wisconsin Lutheran here in the early going. He has 6 points. We've seen him on the defensive end with a few blocks. We've seen him out on the perimeter with his help defense. Voss with 6 points, also 3 rebounds and a block. Meanwhile, Illinois Tech will turn it over here to Wisconsin Lutheran. And the Illinois Tech coaching staff looking for some sorts of urgency, especially on these inbound passes. And speaking of which, dangerous inbound pass in the backcourt between a pair of Jacobs, Heffley, and Stoltz. Stoltz over to Heffley, and now Hans. Here's Breckel. Heffley dribbled that one off the foot. It stays in bounds. Heffley was trying to turn the corner against Vortez. He dribbled it off his outside foot. Not enough of a bounce for the ball to go out of play. Hans for 3. Couldn't knock it down. Voss with another rebound. 4 rebounds for Voss. Nice offensive board. Stoltz, guarded by Biaggi. Good hands, good arms by Biaggi because his wingspan is cutting off the path to the rim. Back up top to Heffley. 3 over Biaggi. Heffley left it long. Rebound number 5 for Voss. Great hustle by A.J. Voss and a timeout. Great hustle by number 4 in black. A.J. Voss has 5 rebounds in the game. 2 offensive on this trip alone. The hustle from Voss has allowed Wisconsin Lutheran to extend this possession. And Wisconsin Lutheran right now with 2-point advantage on the scoreboard against the Scarlet Hawks. As at the moment it was an offensive rebound for Wisconsin Lutheran, and they get the timeout with Voss in the corner. Great hustle by Voss as he was able to pull that one down. As he was able to pull it down and burn the timeout to secure possession for Wisconsin Lutheran. There was a bit of a discrepancy there. I think Illinois Tech thought should have been a travel, or yes, they thought maybe it should have been a travel as Voss slid to the floor, but it will be Wisconsin Lutheran timeout. 6:18 remaining in the first half with Wisconsin Lutheran up 18-16 against Illinois Tech. Coming up at the half, we'll go over our first half stats and recap the first half action. Also preview the second half here, which will occur at the Keating Center. And then we'll go over all of our scores from around the NET conference. 7 games going on today. A lot of them going on right now. Trying to take a quick peek in on what's going on in that Concordia Chicago St. Norbert ball game. And we'll try to get you some scores from around the conference throughout the day. I know right now Concordia Chicago currently trailing St. Norbert 29-16 as that game has gone to the half. We'll update you on what else is going on around the conference, including what's going on with the other unbeaten team in the Marion Sabres, currently taking on the Aurora Spartans. Marion with a 1-point edge. We'll have more from what's going on in the NAC at halftime. All that coming up here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. We're glad that you can join us on this Saturday. It's certainly been a frigid week in Chicago. It's been freezing these last 3 days here in the city. Wisconsin Lutheran able to make the trip down from Milwaukee. And we hope you're warm wherever you are watching Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball. Chris Rouse here courtside as action resumes. Gets throwing the alley-oop. I thought he was looking for Chisholm. Instead, he hit Breckel. Breckel finds Chisholm after all, and Jaquel Chisholm scores inside. 5 for Chisholm. Chisholm comes back into the ball game, and it looked like they were going to try to hit him on the alley-oop. Pass went wide. Ball ended up in Chisholm's hands after all. And Chisholm, he's another one of those players for Wisconsin Lutheran. When he's out there, you have to be aware that he is a scoring threat. Illinois Tech, this game right now is certainly being played at Illinois Tech's pace. Wisconsin Lutheran 70 under their average right now. They average 90. They only have 20 right now. Biaggi for the 2. Rebounded by Voss. That is 6 rebounds for Voss. He has 6 points, 6 rebounds, well on his way to a double-double. Grayson Getz. Guarded by Vortez. Very rarely do you see opponents take Vortez to the block. Voss for 3. Unable to convert. Rebounded by Getz. Getz, a walk-in 3. Couldn't make the Scarlet Hawks pay. Garrison Carter, a bit of a look at Chisholm as he comes down with the rebound. Illinois Tech lucky to come out of that unscathed after allowing a couple of wide open threes. Vortez. Over to Iguati. Shot clock at 10. Plenty of time to work for Carter. Carter is a threat in the high post, but he loses the ball. Raked away by Breckel. It's a 3-on-1. Great feed to the trailer. Breckel for 2. That was just a great fast break play by the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. They got the ball on the wing to Stoltz, and you always look for the trailer. 3-man weave to perfection. Breckel weaves inside for 2. Wisconsin Lutheran with a 6-point edge. Timeout, Scarlet Hawks. 4:40 remaining in the first half. We'll take a break. We'll return with more on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network after this. Back here courtside at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Wisconsin Lutheran, the Warriors, with a 6-point lead over the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks with 4:40 remaining in the first half. Ryan Breckel, only 5 points for Wisconsin Lutheran's second leading scorer statistically is Breckel. He's been their leading scorer the majority of the season. He averages 18.1 points per game. He's the team's total leader in points with 127 total points on the season scored entering today's contest. But only 5 points, and Breckel just got his first layup, his first field goal on a nice 3-on-1 breakaway. The 3-man weave run to perfection by Wisconsin Lutheran as Stoltz hit Breckel for the nice left-hand layup. Wisconsin Lutheran by 6. Breckel with only 5. A.J. Voss actually leads the way for Wisconsin Lutheran in scoring with 6 points. Voss also with 6 rebounds to go with 2 blocks. Illinois Tech, Garrison Carter, he leads all scorers with 7. 3 of 8 shooting for Garrison Carter to this point of the afternoon. And speaking of Illinois Tech's leading scorer, there is Carter. Wisconsin Lutheran extending the defense. Illinois Tech barely able to get it across the timeline. Coach T.J. Gray saying set it up here as Watatani gets the ball out high with 15 on the shot clock. Garrison Carter, high screen from Iguati. Pull-up jumper for Carter. That's his shot, but he missed that one. Rebounded by Voss. 7 rebounds for A.J. Voss. Stoltz to the basket. He and Watatani both swiped arms at one another, and the foul will go against Watatani. That was a bit of a 50-50 call. That's why I waited to see who the official was going to give that one to, because Stoltz, yes, he did swipe in self-defense, but his swipe was a little heavier than Watatani's. But nonetheless, the foul does go to Watatani. And Jacob Stoltz only 4 points so far, but he had that beautiful assist right before our last timeout where he hit Breckel for the 2. And Stoltz is the first. Stoltz to this point of the game now has 5 points, obviously, since hitting that free throw, but also 3 assists and 2 steals. So a lot of activity. When I look down this Wisconsin Lutheran roster, yeah, the game is played at Illinois Tech's pace, but yet Wisconsin Lutheran has an 8-point lead, and a lot of their leading scorers are finding other ways to contribute, whether it be Voss on the boards or Stoltz with the assists. Now they contribute defensively with Chisholm and Voss trapping Carter, and it leads to Illinois Tech burning a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout with 4:05 remaining in the first half. We will keep it here. To this point of the ball game, Illinois Tech 7 of 23 from the field, shooting 30%. They have not attempted a 3 since Carter hit that last 3 some time ago. They're 2 of 7 from beyond the arc for 28%. And Illinois Tech yet to get to the free throw line That certainly will be key moving forward. If you're Illinois Tech, you have to put some fouls on this Wisconsin Lutheran team, have to be able to score with the clock, especially against a team that's extended their defense as well as Wisconsin Lutheran has here in this first half. On the other side of that, Wisconsin Lutheran, they've been to the free throw line 10 times, 8 of 10 for 80%, 2 of 11 from 3 for 18%, and the Warriors, they've taken 4 more shots than Illinois Tech, but they've hit the same amount, 7 of 27 for 25%, while Illinois Tech 7 of 23 for 30%. Watatani to inbound, and he gets it into Vortez. Vortez looking for Watatani, pass goes too high. Stoltz thought about it, then he tried to feed Breckel, and he turned it over to Biaggi. I think Stoltz outthought himself there, probably should have just let the 3 fly. Carter inside, really just lowered the shoulder, got the left hand for 2. Carter has 9. He leads all scorers, but his team trails by 6. Stoltz trying to get rid of it before Iguati gets there. He got rid of it, but he missed. That's the difference with having a guy like Iguati who goes 6'10". Almost similar to when Illinois Tech had Max Hizataki, who went 6'8". Whenever you got that big guy that can protect the rim, it makes those opposing drivers think twice about coming to the basket. Iguati over Breckel. Off the heel of the rim, every part of the rim, including the bottom of the net. First 2 of the day for the big man, Iguati. Ebenezer Nunu fired up for the big man after Iguati got the touch. Iguati's had a few touches down low where the ball has hit every part of the rim, but it didn't go in. Finally got the 2. Carter with the help defense gets the steal. Carter for Biaggi, 3 on the way. Cashed it in for Dario Biaggi. That brings the Scarlet Hawks sideline to their feet. Illinois Tech back within 1. Stoltz to Breckel. Nice feed, but he's passed it to Vortez. He had Voss. Vortez stepped in front. Stoltz, being a defensive nuisance, comes away with the loose ball. Great defense by Stoltz and Vortez, for that matter, getting the steal. Chisholm to the basket. Clean block by Carter. Ball volleyballed around. Will belong to Wisconsin Lutheran. Great plays on both ends of the floor defensively. You saw Vortez with that steal. I thought that was going to be a clean layup for Voss. Vortez able to jump in front and get the steal. Carter tried to get it across the timeline, and it was Stoltz who pressured the ball and got the steal out near the timeline to give Wisconsin Lutheran possession here. Zachary Unovich will come in here, number 32 for Illinois Tech. So Unovich will replace Watatani, and Gooley will replace Carter. Likely a chance for Illinois Tech to steal a rest for Carter with 2.5 minutes remaining in the half. They're wiping up a wet spot out on the floor. That's where Carter and Stoltz just fell. I think the officials saying they're going to give it an extra second to make sure that spot was clean on the floor. Make sure the clock is right. Fresh 21. Maybe not fresh, but 21 for Wisconsin Lutheran. They only needed about 2 seconds. Heffley let it fly. Missed the 3. Rebounded by Biaggi. Here's Biaggi into the front court. A chance to regain the lead for Illinois Tech. Iguati, wide open 3. Unable to knock it down. And it goes out of bounds. It will stay with Illinois Tech. It appeared they whistled. It will stay with Illinois Tech. Or actually, no, it will go to Wisconsin Lutheran. I think the officials saying, yeah, they got that one wrong. They pointed the wrong way. It will go to Wisconsin Lutheran. So Grayson Getz in possession here with 2 minutes remaining in the half. Getz has been trying to post up on Vortez. Now he's guarded by Gooley. Getz was looking for Chisholm. Chisholm cut to the basket. He actually came to the ball, and Carter got a free steal there. TJ Gregg again giving the instructions as his team gets into the front court for the final 100 seconds of the first half. Gooley on the right high post. Thought about the jumper. Out to Biaggi. Here's Vortez. Vortez and Iguati. Shot clock at 5. Illinois Tech, they want the 2-man game. Vortez, he'll take it himself. In and out for DeAndre Vortez. Rebounded by Chisholm, and Wisconsin Lutheran escapes without points allowed. Gets to the rim. Fouled by Carter, but Gets unable to finish. Clear-cut foul there by Carter. He just ran right into Gets. That will be the first foul of the afternoon against Garrison Carter. Carter is Illinois Tech's leading scorer to this point of the ball game with 9. Meanwhile, Grayson Getz who statistically is the average leader for Wisconsin Lutheran, is yet to score. Getz averages 18.3. I've been going over that all afternoon, how he averages 18.3 and Breckel averages 18.1, but Breckel has the total lead at 127 to 110. But nonetheless, Getz is yet to get on the book today, and he does it now with a free throw. So Grayson Getz had been held scoreless for 18 minutes and 45 seconds, and now he makes a free throw to finally get on the board. 17 minutes for Getz, 1 point, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, also 2 turnovers. Here's DeAndre Vortez. In possession for the Scarlet Hawks. They find themselves down 2 with the first half drawing to a close. Vortez picked up by Voss. Good switch defensively by Anamdu and Voss. Carter inside, met by a pair of Warriors and a foul. Coach T.J. Gray going to have some words with DeAndre Vortez. He wanted Vortez to turn the corner. He felt like that would have created the pick and roll there. And as the conversation between Vortez and Gray continues, Carter will go to the free throw line. These will be the first 2 free throws of the afternoon for Illinois Tech, and they will come from their leading scorer, Carter. Carter averages 17 a game for Illinois Tech. He's a 69% free throw shooter on the season, 29 of 42 to this point. Free throws number 43 and 44 about to come out the hands of 30 and White. And Carter hits the first. With that free throw, Carter is also the first player in today's game to get to double figures. He leads all scorers, does Garrison Carter. 4 of 10 from the field. But right now, a perfect 2 of 2 at the stripe. 11 for Carter, and we're tied at 25. Final 50 seconds of a fun, highly energetic first half. Voss, a wide open 3. Couldn't make the Scarlet Hawks pay. Anamdu got the rebound. Biaggi and Vortez fall over Lucas and Anamdu. But the Scarlet Hawks come out of the traffic with the rebound. Likely going to be the last trip for Illinois Tech, which means Wisconsin Lutheran with that last trip got the 2 for 1. Vortez to the basket, beat Anamdu inside. DeAndre Vortez for 2. 5 for Vortez as Illinois Tech gets back for what's likely going to be the final possession of this first half. What a huge momentum boost that would be for the Scarlet Hawks to go into the locker room with a 1-point edge against an undefeated Wisconsin Lutheran team. Gets to Breckel, top of the key 3, unable to fall. Run down by Heffley, and Heffley tried to get the timeout. I don't think they're going to give it to him there. Heffley was trying to burn the timeout. There was maybe about 0.4 of a second. He did get it before the horn. And actually the officials are going to say that's going to do it. So that will end the half with the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks maintaining a 27-25 lead at the break. A fun first half here at the Keating Center. Illinois Tech leads it by 2. Garrison Carter leading all scorers with 11. Meanwhile, for Wisconsin Lutheran, they have 2 with 6. Jacob Stoltz and A.J. Voss. Voss also with 7 rebounds to go with those 6 points. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap the first half, preview the second half, and go over scores from around the conference. All of that and more coming up right here at the Scarlet Hawks broadcast, here at the Scarlet Hawks halftime report, here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Back here courtside at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, Illinois. You're watching Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Chris Rouse sitting here courtside at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, where the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks have a 2-point halftime lead over the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. This obviously a matchup within the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference. Wisconsin Lutheran currently sitting at 7-0, 3-0 in conference play. Illinois Tech 2-6 and 1-2 in conference play as they try to get this win against the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. But as you look at some of the standings, we go over some of the standings in the NAC. There are two teams pretty much ahead of the pack right now. It's Wisconsin Lutheran and it's the Marion Sabres. Both of those teams sitting ahead of the pack. Wisconsin Lutheran 7-0, Marion 8-0 with Marion at 2-0 in conference play. Illinois Tech's next game will actually be against the St. Norbert Green Knights. That will be here Wednesday at 5 p.m. here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. St. Norbert currently sitting in third place. And while we have a chance to go over the standings, here is how the standings shake up in the NAC at the moment. Wisconsin Lutheran in first place, 7-0. Marion second place, 8-0, 2-0 in conference play. Wisconsin Lutheran 3-0 in conference play. St. Norbert 5-1. They are 3-0 in NAC conference play. And then the next three teams are all 2-1 in conference play. Rockford 6-2, Concordia, Chicago 4-3, and Aurora 2-6 are 2-1 in conference play. Followed by five teams which all sit at 1-2. MSOE, Benedictine, Edgewood, Illinois Tech, and Lakeland, and then Dominican and Concordia University of Wisconsin, the Falcons, all both looking for their first conference wins this season. Here's a chance to go over some of the scores going on here in conference play at the moment. We just mentioned Concordia University of Wisconsin looking for their first win. Well, they have a 10-point edge at the moment, taking on the Madison Edgewood Eagles. They currently lead Edgewood 40-30. That game still actually just getting underway in the second half with 18 minutes remaining in the second half. I mentioned St. Norbert. They'll be here on Wednesday, looking like they're pushing towards their sixth win of the season. They currently have a 13-point advantage over Concordia University of Chicago. Also St. Norbert led by Jamison Nikolai, the reigning conference player of the week. Only 4 points for Nikolai in that game, but St. Norbert still up by 13 over Concordia University of Chicago. MSOE looking to bounce back from their loss at the hands of at the hands of Illinois Tech, currently with a 4-point lead over Dominican. MSOE 5-3. Meanwhile, Dominican sits at 2-6 in conference play. The other unbeaten in the conference, the Marion Sabres, they're in a fight today. They're taking on the Aurora Spartans. Aurora with a 31-29 lead. Aurora is 2-6 in conference play. Aurora is 2-6 on the season. Marion 8-0. And Aurora right now with a 2-point lead with 17 minutes and counting to go in the second half. Elsewhere in the conference, Lakeland is taking on Benedictine. Lakeland trailing 52-40. That has 18 minutes and counting to go in the second half. Also, Illinois Tech on the women's side just saw Maranatha Baptist. The SaberCats on the men's side today are taking on the Rockford Regents, and Rockford currently with a 37-30 lead as that game continues just west of Chicago. So Illinois Tech currently with a 2-point edge here over Wisconsin Lutheran, looking to knock Wisconsin Lutheran from the ranks of the unbeaten. And if Aurora can have their way, Marion also could fall from the ranks of the unbeaten. So right now in the NAC, the two unbeaten teams, Wisconsin Lutheran 7-0, 3-0 in play. Marion 8-0, 2-0 in conference play. Currently trailing at the hands of a team that's 2-6, 2-1 in Aurora, and 2-6 and 1-2 in Illinois Tech. Here's a chance to go over our first half stats from here inside the Keating Center. Illinois Tech with a 27-25 lead over Wisconsin Lutheran. Here are the stats for the Warriors in the first half. Wisconsin Lutheran shot 7 of 32 from the field for 21%, 2 of 14 from three-point land for 14%, and they went 9 of 12 from the free throw line for 75%. Two players for Wisconsin Lutheran had 6 in that first half, Jacob Stoltz and A.J. Voss. A.J. Voss also adding 7 rebounds in that first half, 2 offensive, 5 on the defensive end. Meanwhile, for Illinois Tech, Garrison Carter is leading the way. He leads all scorers with 11 points. He shot 4 of 10 from the field in that first half, and Carter also with 6 rebounds to lead the way for the Scarlet Hawks. in the first half. Illinois Tech 11 of 29 from the field for 37%. They shot 3 of 10 from 3 for 30%, and Garrison Carter hit the only 2 attempted free throws for Illinois Tech, making them a perfect 100% at the free throw line in the half. Wisconsin Lutheran in the first half, they had a lead of 8. Illinois Tech had their largest lead of 6. Not really a lot of separation between these two teams who, when you look at them on paper, have different play styles. Wisconsin Lutheran, they average 90 a game. Right now, only 25. Illinois Tech averaging 63. They average 63. Even 27 is a little low for Illinois Tech because at this point of the game, you're thinking maybe a 54-50 final if the scores and the trends hold up. But that's why we play the games, and we will play the second 20 minutes on the other side of this break from inside the Keating Sports Center. One last key stat to pay attention to, the turnovers. Illinois Tech, 11 turnovers in that first half. That converted into 13 points off turnovers for Wisconsin Lutheran. Meanwhile, the Warriors, 8 turnovers, converted into 12 points for Wisconsin Lutheran, for Illinois Tech. So neither team has really been able to gain separation from the other. And as a result, Illinois Tech with a 2-point lead. And at the moment, it stands as a 2-point upset against the 7-0 Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. We'll take a break, and when we return, second half action will kick off right here inside the Keating Sports Center. You're watching Illinois Tech men's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Getting ready to begin the second half here inside the Keating Sports Center. Chris Rouse on the call, courtside here on the near south side of Chicago, where the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks lead the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors 27-25. Illinois Tech comes into this game with a record of 2-6. They are 1-2 in conference play. Wisconsin Lutheran, one of 2 unbeaten teams in the NAC. Wisconsin Lutheran at 7-0, 3-0 in conference play. The other unbeaten team, the Marion Sabres, are also in action right now, taking on the Aurora Spartans. And with 14 minutes to go in the half, Marion currently has a 34-32 lead over Aurora. We'll try to keep you updated on that score throughout the game, just to give you an idea of where Wisconsin Lutheran will stand as in regards to first place in the conference moving forward. Remember, the 2 teams at the top of the standings right now are Marion and Wisconsin Lutheran, and Wisconsin Lutheran actually has first place right now, as long as they remain unbeaten, with Marion leading in their ball game at the moment. The next time we will have Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks hoops action, we'll actually have it 2 more times before we get out of here for the holidays. It'll be a doubleheader on Wednesday, December the 18th at noon. It will be Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball as they take on the Mount Mary Blue Angels. And then at 5 p.m. Wednesday, it'll be men's conference action as the Scarlet Hawks take on the St. Norbert Green Knights. So doubleheader action Wednesday beginning at noon Illinois Tech women's basketball against the Mount Mary Blue Angels, followed by 5 p.m. Illinois Tech versus St. Norbert. And then on Thursday, we'll have one last game before the holiday. It'll be a 5 p.m. tip-off as well. Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball as they take on the Westminster College Blue Jays. So 3 Scarlet Hawks hoops contests coming up next week right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Second half action getting ready to begin. Garrison Carter will inbound to Illinois Tech. For Illinois Tech to DeAndre Vortez. It goes into the backcourt, and the Scarlet Hawks will now go left to right on your screen. Scarlet Hawks headed towards the north basket here at the Keating Center. Meanwhile, Wisconsin Lutheran will head south. Iguati looking for Walsh. That pass goes a little too far north, out of bounds to Wisconsin Lutheran. It goes too far northwest. And it appears it goes down to the lower level here at the Keating Center. One of my favorite, I don't know what to call that. One of my favorite amenities, I guess. I don't know what to say. One of my favorite things about the Keating Center, sometimes when you pass that ball too far, the locker rooms and restrooms are all on the lower level, and the ball went down to the lower level. Grayson Getz had to go take a bit of a stair run to come up with the loose ball there. Getz finally gets it, and it comes in to Stoltz in the backcourt. Action resumes. Up the court to Getz as Illinois Tech extends their defense with Walsh and Biaggi. Illinois Tech wanted to trap there. Couldn't get the turnover. Getz on the drive. Feeds it down low to Breckel. Breckel only had 1 field goal in that first half and a foul. Very late whistle. I'm sure some fans will say it's a phantom call. It didn't appear, I have to admit, even from my vantage point at the table, it didn't appear Iguati got Breckel in any way on the arm. And if he did get him, it was well after the ball was recovered. And even Ebenezer Nunu, the assistant coach, is trying to get the explanation there. The official was saying he went down, and that goes to, I've been calling basketball games almost 10 years of my life, and referees always tell coaches and players, anytime you come down with that hand, we're going to call that foul. And the official was even saying, he's even telling TJ Gray, I'm telling you cannot swipe down, and Breckel will go to the line. Should have been a lane violation on Walsh, but Breckel made the free throw anyway. And TJ Gray still arguing that call on Iguati. Action resumes with Illinois Tech now tied at 27 with Wisconsin Lutheran. Stolen in the backcourt by Stoltz. Here's Voss. He tried to go behind the back. Instead, his pass for Getz goes to the bench, and it'll go to Illinois Tech. Coach TJ Gray with instructions for Garrison Carter. Something about decision-making there as Carter comes to the ball for the inbound. Carter has been playing the role of primary ball handler throughout this game. Vortez has been playing off ball. They don't have Nicholas Ortiz. And while Alan Watatani did start, he only played 5 minutes in that first half. Here's Vortez. Up top to Iguati. Motion a little slow offensively for Illinois Tech as the ball rotated. Carter to Walsh. Stoltz got away with a hold on Walsh. Walsh with the left hand shot is fouled. So maybe Stoltz didn't get away with the hold as Walsh will go to the line. Owen Walsh, the junior out of Louisville, Kentucky, goes 6'3", 184 pounds. We saw his activity on display earlier in the ballgame, a pair of steals for Walsh early on in that first half. On the season, Walsh has only attempted 2 free throws. He's missed them both. Now he's missed all 3. Walsh still yet to convert from the charity stripe this season. He'll look to try to go 25% on the season with this free throw. Walsh has played in all 8 games for Illinois Tech, well, all 9 now, and is still unable to hit a free throw. Up the floor in a hurry for Wisconsin Lutheran is Heffley for 2. That's just a good read. They caught Illinois Tech sleeping off the missed free throws, and Heffley got back for an easy 2. First 2 for Jacob Heffley. And now Breckel steals the he tried to as Vortez comes up with it. It's a 2-on-2. Biaggi, right-hand layup. Great Euro step from left to right for the lay-in. Dario Biaggi, when he gets room to operate, he can be smooth. It was on display there as Biaggi with a small layup off the glass went from left to right in midair. Defense extended by Illinois Tech, and it gets the result the Scarlet Hawks want it. Coach TJ Gray saying we have to be aggressive, and for good reason. They forced the turnover. Tied at 29. Vortez into Iguati, and right back to DeAndre. Here's Vortez into the front court. Vortez had to step the entire way. He beat Voss to the rim. Left hand layup is good. Illinois Tech back up 2. Vortez has 7. Breckel traveled. Breckel took the step before he put the ball down. And another turnover for Wisconsin Lutheran. That was a great basket by Vortez. Vortez with his eyes wide, his camera lenses there as he was trying to communicate to Biaggi on the inbound. And now Illinois Tech into the front court. Biaggi back up top, 2-man game with Vortez and Iguati as they play against Voss. Vortez with space for the 3. He missed everything. Biaggi tries to save it, and it will go out of bounds to Wisconsin Lutheran. Wisconsin Lutheran down 2. Their leading scorers have been held in check for the most of the afternoon by Illinois Tech. Grayson Getz has just 1 point. That came with a minute 15 remaining in the first half. Here's a 3 from Stoltz. That's off the rim. High board for Carter. Getz has 1 point. Breckel has 5. Stoltz has 6. But Illinois Tech has kept guys that average, that's 3 guys that average a combined 53, 54 points. They only have 12 right now in the game. Here's Vortez. Ball loose on the floor, recovered by Getz. Vortez says, I'll take that back, but he can't lay it up. Carter, wide open 3, time to line it up, and he cast it in. Garrison Carter from downtown has 14. That was the 4th 3 for Illinois Tech to this point of the game. Scarlet Hawks 4 of 12 from downtown. Stoltz, guarded by Biaggi. Great closeout by Iguati on Heffley. Here's Getz to the basket. Contact and a foul. Grayson Getz with his first field goal of the afternoon. Getz now with 3 points in the game, and he draws a foul on Carter, the second. That was a strong play by Grayson Getz. Prior to that, Getz had only attempted 2 shots. He's now 1 of 3 from the field. He split a pair of free throws earlier to Getz. He now has 4 points, 4 rebounds in the game. Now has 4 points to go with 4 rebounds. 34-32, Scarlet Hawks with the advantage. Jaquel Chisholm back into the ball game here. Number 12 pressuring Watatani. Carter and Watatani in the backcourt. And now Illinois Tech pushing up the court. Watatani has 2 seconds to get it over, and he just does with about a second to spare. Here's Biaggi. Illinois Tech, again, late to get into their offensive set. This is where Wisconsin Lutheran has had the advantage, where they forced Illinois Tech to get into the offensive sets with about 15 or less on the shot clock. Gooley to the rim. Gooley, the runner off the rim, rebounded by Chisholm. Good job by Jace Gooley. The shots have been few and far between for some of these reserves for Illinois Tech. That was only the second shot of the game for Gooley. He's 0 for 2. Breckel, cross-court pass. Heffley had a look, but Watatani closed out. Great defense. Stoltz on the drive. Nice right-hand floater off the glass is good. Stoltz got rid of that one in a hurry. 8 for Stoltz. Stoltz today has had a great touch on some of these shots, but he has to get rid of them in such a hurry to beat the big man Iguati that he has more misses than makes. Obviously, he's 2 for 8 is Stoltz. 2 for 7 is Stoltz. But that was a nice finish on the other end. Biaggi for 3. Rebounded by Breckel. Here's Stoltz again. Rebound number 4 for Breckel. Speaking of Breckel, walks into a 3. Unable to convert. And you can see him drop his head. You can see Breckel, he just doesn't have the touch tonight. Every time he misses, he sort of just turns and shakes his head. Usually a better scorer than this, but also I mentioned how Breckel has only hit 5 threes this season, 5 of 13, entering today's contest. Gooley for 3. Jason able to convert. Rebounded by Wisconsin Lutheran. Still tied at 34. Chisholm, hesitation dribble. Tried to pass out of the double team. He missed the layup, and then Iguati tapped it off of Watatani out to Stoltz. Heffley on the drive. Heffley left it off the rim. Grabbed by Carter. A lot of volleyball taps from both teams in this game where you see a guy sort of try to spike the ball as opposed to just grab it. Carter, turnaround jumper. He shot that one on the wrong foot there. You can see Carter even knew when he let it go. He shot that off the opposite foot. That's not the right shooting motion for Carter. Grayson gets held in a foul. Foul will go against Watatani, will be his second. 14:03. Trio of subs for Illinois Tech is Vortez, Walsh, and Jr. They'll replace Gooley, Watatani, and Iguati. It'll be Stoltz to inbound. Coach TJ Gray wanting communication out of the Scarlet Hawks lineup. Gets driving baseline. Bit of a lazy pass, but it found its target in Stoltz. Anamdu on the drive. He lost it in traffic and a foul. That foul will go against Ebony Jr. That'll be 3 on the 6'8 grad student out of Silver Spring, Maryland. The foul is on the floor, so Illinois Tech can set the defense. Inbound comes to Getz with 20 on the shot clock. Getz guarded by Walsh. We haven't seen Getz get into that post-up motion much, but he had a chance there against Walsh, passed out. Stoltz, shot clock at 5. Breckel with a wide open right-hand floater for 2. Sometimes a scorer, when he's having a rough day, he just needs to see the ball go through once. If you're Wisconsin Lutheran, you're hoping that'll get Breckel going. He has 9. But again, those field goals for Ryan Breckel have been few and far between today. Breckel, to this point of the game, 2 for 9 from the field. Vortez. High screen from Carter. Vortez on the drive. Biaggi for 3 off the rim. Rebounded by Stoltz. Chance to finally gain some breathing room for somebody. It's Wisconsin Lutheran who has the ball in the lead for the first time in some time. Biaggi comes up with a loose ball. Stoltz wanted a foul, didn't get it. Vortez, right-hand layup. We're back knotted at 36. Stoltz still having words with the official on the other end of the floor as he runs down to the corner. You can see at the left of your screen as here's Chisholm. Grayson gets the high screen from Breckel. Gets sort of shot that one out of traffic. Jr. comes away with the rebound. Nice long grab by Ebony Jr. as Illinois Tech gets the rebound with an opportunity to take the lead. Carter drives inside. Carter off the rim, fouled, and Garrison will go to the line. Garrison Carter, 14 points in the game. He leads all scorers, does Garrison Carter. But these free throws here for Carter could give Illinois Tech a 2-point lead here in the second half. Carter had the only 2 free throws for Illinois Tech. At one point, he had the only 2 they attempted in the first half. Scarlet Hawks 2 of 4 at the line to this point today, but those 2 misses were from Walsh. The first one in the air and in. Carter with 15. Illinois Tech by 1. Gooley and Iguati back in for Illinois Tech. One guy wears 1. The other guy wears 11, which is 1 twice. Carter at the line. A chance to give the Scarlet Hawks a 2-point lead, and he does. Carter 4 for 4 at the stripe this afternoon. Carter has 16. Illinois Tech 4 for 6 at the line as a team. The 2 misses, as I mentioned, were from Owen Walsh earlier in this first half. Gets over to Chisholm, 3 on the way. Jaquel Chisholm gives Wisconsin Lutheran a 1-point edge. Jaquel Chisholm with 8. And that was a dead-eye 3. He knew it was good when he let it go. He was going to follow the shot, but you can see he followed it right through the net to go pick up his man, Vortez. Vortez picked it by an Amdu. He got him in the air, did Vortez, but I think he surprised himself that he got in Amdu, and he left it short. Vortez and Gray were having some words. Coach Gray were having some words as DeAndre backpedaled defensively. Vortez doing a good job using his body here against Getz, but now the foul as Grayson Getz scores. Grayson Getz with the turnaround scores on Vortez. TJ Gray certainly upset here courtside. And now Getz puts the second foul of the afternoon on DeAndre Vortez. So Grayson Getz will go to the line. Getz has just 6 in the ballgame. Vortez and Gooley come off the floor for Illinois Tech. As Walsh and Watatani re-enter, and Getz misses another free throw. To this point in the afternoon, Grayson Getz is 50% at the line, 2 for 4. Garrison Carter hands it off to Walsh. Looking for Watatani, ball clearly deflected away by Heffley. It will stay with Illinois Tech. Great eye by the officials. They caught that one before it landed out of bounds. So no need for Watatani to make an unnecessary hustle play there for Illinois Tech. We did see Illinois Tech having a play like that earlier where the ball went out of bounds and Vortez tried to save it when he didn't have to, and it resulted in a turnover. Carter goes right at Breckel. Strong drive by Garrison Carter. 18 for Garrison Carter. Anamdu tried to answer in a hurry. Instead, he turned it over. Lucas Anamdu, the first-year player out of Buffalo Grove. He's listed as 6'3", 175. Turns it over right to Biaggi. Carter looking for Watatani. Good defense by Getz. That took Watatani out of his shooting motion. Here's Biaggi. Getz able to switch. Watatani guarded by Anamdu. Shot clock at 6. Plenty of time to work. Watatani got his man in the air, but he left it off the heel of the rim. Iron unkind to the home team. Here's Grayson Getz. Getz with a bit of a why not 3. Missed it. Rebounded by Carter. He was wide open. He said, why not? He missed it, and maybe he found out why not. Rebounded by Illinois Tech, where Coach T.J. Gray will burn a timeout. 41-40, Wisconsin Lutheran still leads it by 1. Neither team has been able to get solid breathing room. Let's see what happens on the other side of this break. 10:06 remaining here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Wisconsin Lutheran leads it 41-40. The Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors average 90 points per game. They're the leading team in the NAC in terms of points per game scored. But today against the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, only 41. And we have 10:06 remaining in the game. Those 41, however, are enough for a lead. But Wisconsin Lutheran has had to battle all afternoon against Illinois Tech. Action getting ready to resume here at the Keating Sports Center with Owen Walsh inbounding for Illinois Tech. Chris Rouse on the call. As Walsh gets it in to Garrison Carter. Carter has 18 points for Illinois Tech. He leads all scorers this afternoon. Vortez looking for Iguati. Vortez turns the corner. Vortez baseline jumper, knock it down. Looked like that NBA 2K baseline jumper that a lot of players look for. I know this isn't a video game, but DeAndre Vortez puts 2 on the board for real for Illinois Tech. 1 point lead for the Scarlet Hawks. And a turnover as Stoltz tried to go baseline. I'm not sure if he was going to try to pass it to Chisholm in the opposite corner or if he was going to try to maybe redirect. Regardless, he lost it out of bounds. Iguati was coming over the top to help defensively, and Illinois Tech comes up with the possession.
Hey, Josh, be ready, man.
Coach T.J. Gray with instructions for his big man, Joshua Iguati. Iguati goes 6'10". Has certainly had an impact this afternoon for Illinois Tech with his size. He's affected a number of shots. Vortez takes all of the contact. I mean, you could pick a Warrior there. And the foul will go against A.J. Voss. That will be his second. Voss was there. Breckel was there. I believe that was Stoltz who was also there. So, like I said, you could have picked the Warrior there to pick out who you wanted that foul to go against. They'll go with Voss. That'll be 2 against A.J. Voss. That'll send Vortez to the stripe. Vortez with 11 points in the ball game. And he makes the first. First 2 free throws of the day for DeAndre Vortez. Only Carter and Walsh have been to the free throw line at this point of the game. On the season, Vortez is a 95% free throw shooter. He's only missed 1 this season. 22 of 23 to this point of the season. And this one will give Illinois Tech a 3-point advantage. And it does just that. Vortez with 13. The Illinois Tech lead is Vortez's jersey number, 3. Ball goes up top to Chisholm. Oh, that ball deflected by Vortez. It hit Stoltz. Pass intended for Voss, deflected away by Garrison Carter. I like that fire out of Garrison Carter, showing his passion for playing defense as he just jumped in the passing lane and knocked it away.
Everything through, nothing down the middle.
Carter, the junior out of Island Lake, Illinois, attended Wakanda. Now the inbound to come in here for Wisconsin Lutheran. It's Stoltz. Stoltz falls down. Stolen away by Walsh. Walsh to Vortez. Vortez steps inside and a foul. Heffley and Voss were there. Voss fell. Let's see who gets the foul. And it actually will go against Heffley. So while Voss did get the worst of that spill, he fell to the floor with Vortez. The foul goes against Heffley, and Vortez will go back to the line. Illinois Tech with a 3-point edge, 44-41. Wisconsin Lutheran will take a timeout. We'll take one with them. 8:57 remaining in the game. How will this one conclude? We'll find out here inside the Keating Center after this break. .57 remains here inside the Keating Sports Center, where the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks are attempting to knock the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors from the ranks of the unbeaten in NCAA Division III men's basketball. Wisconsin Lutheran 7-0, 3-0 in conference play, but right now they find themselves down 3, 44-41, with DeAndre Vortez at the free throw line for Illinois Tech. Vortez has 13 points in the game. He just made a pair of free throws not too long ago for Illinois Tech to help them get the current score of 44-41. He'll try to extend the lead here. And hits the first. Vortez this season has only missed 1 free throw. He's hit all 3 he's taken today, which puts him at 24 of 25 on the season. Got really quiet here inside the Keating Center as Vortez shoots the free throw and knocks it down. Illinois Tech by 5. And now Illinois Tech extending their defense. 1-2-2 full court press here with Biaggi at the top. Biaggi at the top with Walsh and Vortez on the second line. Breckel turns inside against Iguati. Breckel was looking for Heffley. Instead, that's going to the table. Heffley saved it. Should be backcourt violation anyway, and it is. Great defense by Illinois Tech. Breckel was trying to find Heffley. That one goes into the backcourt. Well, actually, Heffley saved it in the front court. He slapped it into the backcourt, where Stoltz finally made the contact for the actual backcourt violation. Walsh into Vortez. You can hear Coach TJ Gray saying we have to go right away with the front court inbound. They only got 20 on the shot clock. Carter has it high. 3 players in the same spot with Carter, Biaggi, and Iguati. The ball finds Vortez. Shot clock is 6. Vortez pull-up jumper. Couldn't get it. Heffley comes up with the rebound and a foul as he and Vortez run into each other. Brickell also, as you can see, went down in the front court for Wisconsin Lutheran. So while the ball is under the Illinois Tech basket, Brickell is down out near half court. And now the Illinois Tech training staff, led by Mika Sanchez, will come on the floor to check on Brickell. Mika Sanchez, of course, the lead athletic trainer here for all Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks athletic events. Named Scarlet Hawk of the Week alongside Garrison Carter. I know Mika certainly got a workout in the other game on Thursday, where she had to step in for a number of players in the Illinois Tech Maranatha Baptist women's matchup. And you see Mika here getting some action in this Illinois Tech Wisconsin Lutheran affair. Luckily, Brickell is okay. Stoltz gets it in the guts. 8 minutes and counting. Stoltz to the basket and a foul. Foul will go against Illinois Tech's Biaggi. And that'll be the second against Dario Biaggi. It also will put Wisconsin Lutheran in the bonus. 1-1 bonus the remainder of the ball game for the Warriors as they send Jacob Stoltz to the line this time. Jacob Stoltz with 8 points in the game. His activity certainly felt early on in the game. He's been quiet in the second half in comparison to what he did in the first half. Stoltz hit the first there. He's currently 4 of 5 at the line, now 5 of 6. He's to make that 6 of 7 as he hits both. Stoltz with 10. 46-43. Carter trapped in the backcourt by Getz and Voss. Carter takes the timeout. Coach T.J. Gray, I don't think he was pleased with how quickly the Scarlet Hawks burned the timeout, but they burned one in the backcourt with 8:04. It's a full timeout. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back with more action. We'll take a quick breather, and we'll continue with coverage here of Illinois Tech men's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. .804 remaining in the ball game. Illinois Tech leading the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors by 3, 46-43. Illinois Tech looking to knock the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors from the ranks of the unbeaten in NCAA Division III men's basketball. Wisconsin Lutheran 7-0 on the season, 3-0 in conference play to this point in the season. These two teams will actually meet again later this season, so if Illinois Tech can beat Wisconsin Lutheran, what a boost of confidence that will be for the Scarlet Hawks, getting their first win in 3 tries against these Warriors. Here's Vortez working inside. Pull-up jumper for Vortez. He went behind the back a few times, but couldn't get the jumper to fall. These two teams will meet again in Milwaukee on January the 11th. So Illinois Tech will have a couple of games to kick off the new year, and then they'll go to meet Wisconsin Lutheran after meeting Trine and Edgewood to begin the new year. For Wisconsin Lutheran, this is their first game in 10 days. The last time they played was a 91-67 win against Concordia of Chicago on December the 4th. They'll be back in action on Friday. They'll actually head to Texas for a pair of games where they'll take on Southwestern on Friday, and then they'll take on number 22 Trinity on Saturday. And then Wisconsin Lutheran on New Year's Eve, December 31st, will face Augustana, who represents the CCIW. And if Wisconsin Lutheran and Marion can remain unbeaten, it could set up a battle of the unbeatens on January the 4th when Wisconsin Lutheran meets Marion. But first, Illinois Tech has a 1-point lead here, and Wisconsin Lutheran extending their defense against the Scarlet Hawks. Watatani trying to get it across. He tried to burn the timeout, and that'll be a 10-second violation. Watatani was trying to call the timeout, but the officials, I guess, didn't see that. When Watatani was trying to burn the timeout, he certainly made the timeout signal. Coach T.J. Gray was telling him to get it across. The ball didn't come across. 10-second violation. Here's Stoltz for Wisconsin Lutheran. Stops in the paint. Voss on the drive. Got caught in the air. Almost got the 2 anyway. Great hustle from Voss. He's been all over the floor this afternoon for Wisconsin Lutheran. Stoltz over to Voss. 3 on the way. And he got knocked down. A.J. Voss from downtown in the foul. All over the floor indeed. It was literal this time as A.J. got knocked to the floor by Owen Walsh. And that foul on Walsh, the 4th, on one of the better perimeter defenders for Illinois Tech. Voss now has 9 to go with 8 rebounds. And just a tough foul for Illinois Tech. You never want to foul the jump shooter. They fouled Voss while he was shooting the 3. And Owen Walsh sort of got into Voss's landing space there, and that sends A.J. to the line where A.J. could not complete the 4-point play. Garrison Carter in the front court. This is your leading scorer this afternoon in Carter. He has 18 points. Voss leads Wisconsin Lutheran. Stoltz leads Wisconsin Lutheran with 12. Iguati goes down, and a foul. It's Jacob Stoltz. He has 12. Ryan Breckel and A.J. Voss, they have 9 apiece for Wisconsin Lutheran. Garrison Carter has 18, and DeAndre Vortez is getting ready to come back into the game as he's standing to my right going to the table. He has 15 points. Iguati's at the line. He only has 2 today, and he hits the first. Iguati's only taken 4 shots. 1 of 4 from the field is Joshua Iguati. The 6'10 sophomore out of right here in Chicago. He's homegrown. Attended St. Ignatius College Prep right there on Roosevelt Road. And Iguati hits the free throw. Iguati entered this game a 35% free throw shooter, 6 of 17 on the season. He just hit a pair to tie this game at 48, and that's just a bad foul by Vortez. I know DeAndre doesn't like that foul, but he outright just ran body first into the ball handler. And remember, Illinois Tech is in the bonus, so that will send Heffley to the line. Just a bit of a careless foul there from Vortez, and especially for a player of his importance. He's second on the team in scoring. He has 15 points in the game. Now has 4 fouls. And as a result, T.J. Gray looks right down the bench at Allen Watatani, where Heffley misses the first. Coach Ebenezer Nunu meeting DeAndre Vortez. He came right up to him and says, "You have 4." And that will certainly be a big storyline in his final 6 minutes of the game. Heffley missed them both. Rebounded by Walsh. Wisconsin Lutheran unable to make the Scarlet Hawks pay. Iguati ripped away by Breckel. That was good defense by Breckel. That was clearly all ball. Swipe down and all, but he got the ball. He clearly got all ball. That's why that's a dangerous play. Whenever you swipe down, you better make sure you get all ball. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a foul. Watatani to Walsh. Here's another guy playing with 4 fouls for Illinois Tech and Walsh. Watatani guarded by Heffley out of here on the wing. High screen from Carter. Watatani starts to dribble inside. He feeds off to Biaggi. Biaggi wanted to step back, but it wasn't there. Shot clock at 3. Shot clock at 2. Carter in traffic. Good. Leave the hand high, Garrison. He's got the touch today. 20 points for Garrison Carter. Illinois Tech by 2. Remember, Wisconsin Lutheran, they averaged 90 points per game. Well below that average here. Iguati picks up the foul as Stoltz drove inside. One advantage Wisconsin Lutheran has had all afternoon over Illinois Tech has been their ability to get to the free throw line. Illinois Tech didn't get to the free throw line in that first half until it was about a minute 15 remaining when Garrison Carter finally went to the free throw line for the first time today for Illinois Tech and hit both. Meanwhile, Jacob Stoltz at the line. He hits the first for Wisconsin Lutheran. With that free throw, Wisconsin Lutheran now 17 of 24 at the line. Stoltz is 90%, 9 of 10. This is his 11th attempt here. And he makes that one. He ties the game at 50. 18 of 25 are the Warriors at the line. Illinois Tech, they've taken 13 less attempts, 10 of 12. Carter gets it to Watatani. Watatani to Jace Gooley. The floor is spaced perfectly on the breakaway, and they negate it with a turnover. Gooley trying to find Iguati. Instead, he found those fans on the far side of the Keating Center. And Illinois Tech gives Wisconsin Lutheran the ball in a tie game. Gets to inbound, and now Wisconsin Lutheran will be met with the 1-2-2 full-court press from Illinois Tech's defense. Gets to Breckel. Ball goes to the corner. So Walsh able to get his hand in the passing lane. Stoltz and Walsh hand fighting. Stoltz comes up with it. Nice shuffle pass inside to Voss. No good for Voss. Rebounded by Biaggi and a foul. Stoltz did a great job. He realized he had Walsh beat. The shovel pass was perfect inside to Voss. Unfortunately for Voss, he couldn't finish, and he picked up his third foul. 5:32 to go. We're tied at 50. I was going to say, Wisconsin Lutheran, they average 90, 40 below their average right now. Illinois Tech, they only average 63, also below their average, but the game has been played at the Scarlet Hawks' tempo and pace the majority of the second half. Iguati looking for Carter, and there it is. The handoff to Garrison Carter. Coach T.J. Gray right next to me saying easy as he clears out the offense for his team. Here's Carter. Shot clock at 12. The feed for Iguati. Nice feed, but Iguati was under the rim, and it drew the foul. Assistant coach Alak Ayar immediately pulled Garrison Carter right to him after that pass. I think he was telling him, you got to put that one a little bit more in front of the rim. Iguati's 6'10", but if he catches under the basket, it's going to be tough for him to finish. Iguati does draw the foul. It's 1-1, as that will put Wisconsin Lutheran in the bonus. Double bonus for Wisconsin Lutheran the remainder of the way. Illinois Tech just now getting to the 1-1 bonus here. Iguati hits the first of the 1-1. Iguati with 5. Iguati perfect at the line. Maybe I just jinxed him, hopefully not, but he has 6 rebounds. And he makes them both. So Iguati, only 1 field goal for Iguati, but he has 6 points. He's got 4 free throws. If Iguati can improve those free throws and become a threat, that'll be key for Illinois Tech moving forward as Chisholm just gets a free run to the rim to tie us at 52. Final 5 minutes of this one. It's been a fun game all afternoon. Carter over to Watatani. Illinois Tech doing a good job breaking that press here in the second half. However, with Jaquel Chisholm now guarding the ball, more speed on that lead ball handler for Illinois Tech. Here's Watatani, once again, guarded by Chisholm. Watatani beat Chisholm to the rim. The foul as both fall to the floor. Watatani couldn't quite finish, but he'll go to the line with a chance to at least give Illinois Tech the 2-point edge. I don't think the foul was called on Chisholm, actually. I think it looked like they may have hit Stoltz on a backside reach. And if that's the case, that's 4 on Stoltz. I think Coach Aaron Onenson is even coming out to clarify who the foul is on as Watatani makes the first. Illinois Tech by 1, 53-52. It's been a fun one here inside the Keating Sports Center. Wisconsin Lutheran, remember, unbeaten. The other unbeaten team in the conference is in overtime right now, Marion and Aurora. That game tied at 56 is headed to an extra session, so Marion trying to remain undefeated as well in their matchup against a 2-6 opponent, the Aurora Spartans. A.J. Voss for 3, in and out. Iron unkind. Carter gets the rebound and a foul. That's likely going to be a reach-in foul on Voss as he came over Carter's back. While Voss caught the worst, yeah, that is. It's going to be a foul on Voss. While he caught the worst of the contact, can't reach over Carter's back, and that will be 4 on A.J. Voss. A.J. has been the activity from A.J. Voss has certainly been fun to watch, but his most recent activity just put him in foul trouble. For Wisconsin Lutheran, they have 2 with 4. Stoltz has 4. Voss has 4. Meanwhile, Illinois Tech, Walsh and Vortez have 4. Biaggi also has 3 fouls. Meanwhile, Garrison Carter has 21 points and extends Illinois Tech's lead to 2. Carter 5 for 5 at the stripe this afternoon, looking for point number 22 right here. Illinois Tech looking for some breathing room for these final 4:20 of the game, and Garrison provides it for him here. 4:20 to go as we get ready for the stretch run here at the Keating Center. Stoltz and Getz, guarded by Watatani and Biaggi respectively. Getz working inside with Watatani on him, and a foul. That foul on Watatani will be his 3rd. Illinois Tech, remember, they have Walsh out there with 4. His next one will be the end of the game for Owen Walsh. And then there are 2 guys out there for Wisconsin Lutheran, key contributors at that. Stoltz, who has Stoltz, who has 14 points, has 4 fouls, and Voss, who has 9, also has 4. This is Grayson Getz at the line, and he hits the first. Wisconsin Lutherans, some of their key scorers in this game, facing foul trouble. Stoltz has 14 points to lead all for the Warriors, but Getz leaves a point on the line, and he'll stand at just 7 points with 4 minutes to go in the game. Carter DeGuadi and a 10-second violation. That's the 2nd time in the game. You can watch a lot of games and never see a 10-second violation. We've seen 2 against Illinois Tech in this second half. The Illinois Tech coaching staff, I can hear them saying it's the indecisiveness. They have to move quicker. They're not pleased with the indecisiveness in the backcourt when it comes in, and they don't know who to hit for the proper outlet to get out of the break. Here's Getz. Feeds it down low to Breckel. That's a huge mismatch with Vortez guarding Breckel. Biaggi noticed it and helped. The ball swings around to Chisholm. Rebounded by Voss. Kicked it back out to Getz. Another try for Grayson Getz. And he gives Wisconsin Lutheran a 1-point lead. If at first you don't succeed, try again. The second effort for Grayson Getz gives the Warriors the late lead. Getz with only 10 points in the game. He's been held in check the majority of the day. Getz didn't even score his first point until we had about a minute left in the first half. Here's Iguadi. Iguadi fumbles the ball. He finds Biaggi. Biaggi to the rim. A bit of a 360 into traffic and a foul as Biaggi takes the contact from Getz and Breckel. The foul will go against Getz. That'll be the first. Really didn't matter who was on there. Neither were going to foul out. But it would have been 4 on Breckel. It's only the first against Getz. Dario Biaggi will go to the line, but he will wait after this timeout from Aaron Onenson and the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. 3:06 to go in the game. Will Illinois Tech knock Wisconsin Lutheran from the ranks of the unbeaten? We'll find out on the other side of this break here inside the Keating Center on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back here courtside at the Keating Sports Center, this is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball, a matchup in the NCAA Division III Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference, the NAC. There are also other games going on around the conference. Here's some of the scores elsewhere. Concordia University of Wisconsin with an 8-point edge over Edgewood. They lead it with 1:24 to go. St. Norbert, they were also in action today against Concordia of Chicago. They won that one 71-48. St. Norbert will come in Wednesday to take on Illinois Tech. And also the other unbeaten team in the conference, the Marion Sabres, a 63-60 lead with 1:44 to go in overtime in their game against the Aurora Spartans. So Illinois Tech trying to knock Wisconsin Lutheran from the ranks of the unbeaten. And Biaggi helping the cause by hitting the first. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Marion going up against Aurora. And Aurora's giving them all they can handle in that ball game as Biaggi misses the second. 56 all, 3 minutes to go. Grayson gets top of the key three. Breckel got a hand on it. Looks like it should go to Illinois Tech, and it will. In the NAC, Wisconsin Lutheran 7-0, 3-0 in conference play. Marion 8-0, but only playing their third conference game today. If Marion wins, they'll take first place. If Marion wins and Wisconsin Lutheran loses, Marion will be in first place in the conference. If both teams win, obviously, results remain the same. But Marion really just behind the 8 ball by 1 game. And Garrison Carter, an over and back violation as Carter was trying to find Vortez. He missed Vortez. And when Carter saved it, the ball had already hit the floor. It leads to the over and back. 2:40 to go. We are tied at 56 here at the Keating Sports Center. That was turnover number 18 for Illinois Tech. Wisconsin Lutheran, they've only turned it over 17 times. Not much better, but one less. Here's Getz. Outside to Stoltz. Stoltz, the leading scorer for the Warriors to this point of the game. Unable to deliver. Chisholm tried to tip dunk it. He got fouled. Iguati got a hand in there. Vortez was there, as was Biaggi. They go with the big man, Iguati, the third on Iguati. Iguati was trying to tip the ball out of there as Jaquel Chisholm was going for the tip dunk. Instead, he caught Chisholm on the arm. Jaquel Chisholm to this point of the game has 10 points. Make it 11. Chisholm this season, a 91% free throw shooter, as I mentioned earlier. And usually short-handed at the line, but he misses one there. And Iguati turns it over. Breckel reverse layup, couldn't score, and a foul. A.J. Voss with a heads-up steal as Iguati tried to push the ball up the floor. He turns it over, and it leads to a foul. That'll be 4 on Iguati, so Iguati, just like that, puts himself in foul trouble with 2:16 to go. Breckel to the line. Breckel has 9 points. 5 of those 9 have been at the line. And he leaves one on the stripe as well. Breckel averages 18.1 points per game. He's the leader in total points for Wisconsin Lutheran. He only has 9 in this game. He's 5 of 7 at the line. And certainly having a rough day shooting from the field. 2 of 10 from the field, 0 for 4 for 3. And he misses both here. A chance to give Wisconsin Lutheran some breathing room, at least a 2-point advantage. But Breckel couldn't convert on either free throw. Final 2 minutes as Coach T.J. Gray yells the instructions for the Scarlet Hawks. Vortez to Biaggi. They get Carter. He's guarded by Getz. Carter stops on the block. That's his spot on the floor. Couldn't finish. Iguati tapped it into the hands of Breckel. Rebounded by Wisconsin Lutheran. Minute 46 and counting. Here come the Warriors as they cling to a 1-point lead. Final 100 seconds now with Getz in possession. Getz goes around the screen from Breckel. Down to the right block. Picked up by Carter. Good defense by Carter, keeping the hands high. A.J. Voss. He got Walsh on the closeout. Right hand in traffic, no good. Rebounded by Vortez. Great disciplined defense by Walsh and Carter, not fouling. Carter, and a foul. Carter is fouled by Stoltz. And if it is Stoltz, that is it. And that is the 5th on Wisconsin Lutheran's leading scorer of the game. Jacob Stoltz has fouled out of the ball game with 79 seconds remaining, a minute 19. Stoltz's day comes to an end after 31 minutes. He had 14 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals. He's fouled Garrison Carter, who will look to tie, and does. Carter with 23. A chance for Illinois Tech to take the lead. Coach T.J. Gray saying it's that time, likely meaning winning time here, as Carter has a chance to give Illinois Tech the lead. Ball in the air. Scarlet Hawks by 1. Heffley into Getz. 2-2-1 full court press for Illinois Tech as they chase the ball. Voss up to Getz. Here is Getz as we get to crunch time. Getz to the basket, left it short. Iguati comes up with the board. Illinois Tech looking for an outlet, and Iguati finally hits Walsh. Scarlet Hawks get it across the timeline with a minute to go. Biaggi for Carter, and a foul. An unforced error by the Scarlet Hawks. Ebenezer Nunu and the rest of the coaching staff not pleased with that one, as Biaggi was trying to hit Carter in the corner for an open look. I'm not sure if they were going to run clock or take the shot, but Carter's bobble turns it over and leads to a foul. The Illinois Tech coaching staff, that was Alaka Ayar saying stay composed. Final 55 seconds here, but it'll send Heffley to the line. Heffley's first is good. Heffley only 3 points. He missed a pair of free throws earlier in the game, did Heffley. And now this free throw will give Wisconsin Lutheran the lead. And Heffley hits them both. Heffley was perfect at the line entering the game. Remember, he missed 2 earlier. He's now 10 of 12 at the line on the season. Vortes into Carter. Wisconsin Lutheran by 1. Carter picked up by Getz in the backcourt. Carter gets it across the timeline with plenty of time to spare. And now Illinois Tech can let the offense play out. DeAndre Vortes gives it over to Biaggi. Right back to Vortes. 38 seconds and counting. Vortes on the drive. He finds Iguati in the corner. Iguati going to back down on Breckel here. Iguati working into the paint. Off the glass. And the foul! Joshua Iguati! Joshua Iguati will go to the line to complete the three-point play. The coaching staff and even former players running onto the floor as Iguati will go to the line with a chance to complete the three-point play. Timeout, Wisconsin Lutheran with 29.4 remaining. Joshua Iguati with 8 in the ball game. I mentioned former players. I mentioned Tomas Tekla-Gerges was here earlier. You may have saw him run down to the bench there with a few other former players as they greeted Coach T.J. Gray and the coaching staff. The foul from Wisconsin Lutheran was called on Breckel. That will be his 4th. But now Joshua Iguati will go to the line for a huge free throw, a chance to give Illinois Tech some breathing room here with 29.4 remaining in the game. Illinois Tech really just dialed up a simple post play there. They went to the big man Iguati. You don't see the Scarlet Hawks dial up a lot of post plays for the big 6'10" sophomore. But they hit Iguati inside that time. And the confidence paid off for Illinois Tech, as now their big man will go to the line with a chance to extend the lead. Iguati in the game has 8. He's a perfect 4-4 at the line. He has 9 rebounds to go with 2 blocks to this point in the ball game. Elsewhere in the conference, we've been mentioning that. We mentioned Illinois Tech trying to knock Wisconsin Lutheran from the ranks of the unbeaten. It appears Marion will survive their affair against Aurora. They're leading 70-64 with 7 seconds left in overtime there. Wisconsin Lutheran hoping Iguati misses here. Remember, Iguati looking to extend the lead to 2 for Illinois Tech. The next time the Scarlet Hawks will be home will be Wednesday, doubleheader action. Women's basketball at noon against the Mount Mary Blue Angels. Men's basketball action at 5 p.m. as they take on the St. Norbert Green Knights. All of that Wednesday, December the 18th, here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Iguati, free throw in the air, and he got it to go. Iguati, 5 for 5 at the line this afternoon. Scarlet Hawks by 2. They extend the defense. Here's Getz over to Heffley. They get it up to Chisholm. Jaquel Chisholm back up top, and now here comes Getz. Grayson Getz has it out high. Guarded by Iguati and Walsh as they switch. It's Getz into the paint. Lays it up with the left hand. And the foul! Grayson Getz just took the big man in, laid it up and in, and scored. Not only did he score, he fouls out Joshua Iguati. Iguati has fouled out of the ball game here with 10 seconds to go. And Grayson Getz, with his layup, has tied the game at 61. We are tied at 61. Grayson Getz now has 12 points in the game. He's 3 for 6 at the line this afternoon. He also has 8 rebounds. Getz, with this free throw, can give Wisconsin Lutheran a 1-point lead. And he does just that. 62-61. Can Wisconsin Lutheran survive this scare? We got 10.4 to find out. Vortez looking for somebody to get it into. It goes to Ebony Jr. Scarlet Hawks have to push it. It's Garrison Carter. Coach TJ Gray wants the timeout, and it comes exactly with 5.5 seconds to go here inside the Keating Sports Center. The 7-0 Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors are 5.5 seconds from pulling out what would be a bit of an improbable victory here. They've been down the majority of the ball game. It's been a close game all afternoon, but Illinois Tech has been thoroughly in control the majority of this game. Wisconsin Lutheran has led. Their largest lead was an 8-point lead back in the first half when they led 24-16, but it's been all Scarlet Hawks for the majority of the game up until now with 5.5 seconds. We hope you're having fun here, watching us here in the Keating Sports Center. Illinois Tech trying to get one home win here to knock the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors from the ranks of the unbeaten with 5 seconds to go. Remember, elsewhere, the Marion Sabres, they have improved. They are undefeated. They remain undefeated as they win 72-64 over the Aurora Spartans. So Marion now goes to 9-0, 3-0 in conference play. So Wisconsin Lutheran needing this win to maintain first place in the NAC. Here we go. 5.5 seconds to go in the game. The 7-0 Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors taking on the 2-6 Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Chris Rouse on the call. Wisconsin Lutheran will bring out Heffley, Voss, Breckel, Getz, and Chisholm. It'll be Walsh, Biaggi, Vortez, Jr., and Carter. The 5 for Illinois Tech. Walsh guarded by Getz to inbound just to my right here at the table as we get ready for the finish. But we'll have to wait another 30 seconds here, thanks to Coach Aaron Onenson of Wisconsin Lutheran, as they'll burn the 30-second timeout with 5.5 seconds to go in the game. All right, so 5.5 seconds. Wisconsin Lutheran burning the 30-second timeout there. That was really to get a look at the offensive set Illinois Tech will come out with here on the inbound. Neither team has a timeout remaining. Both teams are in the double bonus. For Illinois Tech, Garrison Carter has been the leader tonight. He has 24 points to lead all scores this afternoon here. Carter with 24 leads all scores. DeAndre Vortez also has 15. Jacob Stoltz for Wisconsin Lutheran has fouled out. He leads them with 14. Grayson Getz has 13.
Hey, higher.
Vortez in the backcourt. Walsh will inbound. And here we go to conclude it this afternoon at the Keating Center. Walsh to Vortez. It was deflected away by Getz, and it goes out of bounds with 4 seconds. 1.1 came off the clock as Getz got a hand on it. The ball did not land out of bounds off the first touch. It landed in, and then we rolled out. Walsh into Carter. Carter to the basket. Feeds it to Biaggi for the win. Biaggi scores! Dario Biaggi gives the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks a 1-point win inside the Keating Center over the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks get the win. Garrison Carter all day had the attention of everyone. 24 points for 30 in white, but when it mattered, it was the court vision, the passing goggles, the assist from Carter, which gives Illinois Tech the win. 63-62, Illinois Tech gets the win. They knock Wisconsin Lutheran from the ranks of the unbeaten. Wisconsin Lutheran falls to 7-1. Illinois Tech improves to 3-6, getting their second conference win of the season. It all came down to discipline and composure for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Garrison Carter got the inbound, and when it was needed, it wasn't the scoring, it was the goggles, it was the court vision as Carter dropped it off to Biaggi for the game-winning basket. Some final numbers here at the Keating Sports Center. Carter finishes with 24 points as Coach TJ Gray and the rest of the crew comes by us here at the table. A big win for the Scarlet Hawks as they get out of here with a 1-point win over the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. Carter with 24 points. He also had 10 rebounds. Vortez had 15. Dario Biaggi's game winner sees him finish with 10 points as Illinois Tech gets their third win of the season. Valiant effort from Wisconsin Lutheran. Jacob Stoltz finishes with 14. Grayson Getz finishes with 13. Jaquel Chisholm finishes with 11. But Illinois Tech gets the win on this afternoon in Chicago. And we're glad that you were able to join us here in Chicago where the Scarlet Hawks get a 1-point win over the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. For all of our crew here inside the Keating Sports Center, for Jamie Spadegal and Eric Willowhite and the rest of the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks athletic program, I'm Chris Rouse. This has been Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network, where once again, our final, your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 63, the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors 62. We'll see you on Wednesday for basketball doubleheader action when the Illinois Tech women's basketball team takes on Mount Mary, the Blue Angels at noon, and then the men's basketball team takes on St. Norbert Wednesday at 5. For all of our crew, I'm Chris Rouse. This has been Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network.